Hi, my name is Keegan. I'm 23 years of age. I live in the Netherlands, and a few years ago when I got my license, I decided to buy the Mazda cx-3 GT 2017 model. And 3 years later, I wanted to review my car and tell you what I love about this car and some things that I don't like that much. Well, let's start from the beginning. I wanted a car, I needed a car, I had just gotten my license. And an interesting fun fact about this color model and this specific model is this actually wasn't even the one on my wish list. I had booked an appointment with a dealership. I don't know what part of the country it was anymore. And it was actually a white Mazda cx-3, which is a very common color Mazda. You see them a lot. This is more of a Nardo gray. This is, well, a very expensive option if you buy it new. And well, truth is told, the guy had sold it on finances, and I was like, man, disappointing. I came across this Mazda cx-3, and this was quite a special one because the color was really nice. It was like a Nardo gray, like you see in the RS3, and the fact it had a 2-liter. Now, a bit of a spec information about this car. It is a 2-liter non-turbo, so there's no turbo nor turbo compressor in it, unfortunately, which makes it kind of impossible and really difficult for a stage 1 plus. It is stage 1, but we'll get into that in a second. The car itself, absolutely brilliant. Mazda introduced this hatchback in 2017. You can kind of look at it as, oh wow, an SUV. Yes, it is like a mini SUV, as you can see. It's got some really nice things on here. It's got a really aggressive looking front. It's got, you won't believe it, but this car is nearly 10 years old. This car is 9 years old, and it has so many features that modern cars from 2023-25 don't have standard. Now obviously not everything that comes with the Mazda is standard. A lot of things on this car, on my car, were extra options that the previous owner from Germany had put on the car. So it's a Japanese brand, it's an Asian brand, and as a lot of people that are into cars like I myself will know, that Japanese cars are indestructible. Interesting fact, the Mazda cx-3, or Mazda itself, is the second best car in the world when it comes to engine and quality. It scores a 9.3 out of 10 for reliability. The number one is, well, you wouldn't expect it, also an Asian brand. And to my surprise, the 2019 models Peugeot actually score within the top 7, which, fair play to the French, still remains a French car. When I bought this car, I had a lot of people asking me, why did you buy a Japanese car? Oh, you bought a Mazda. You see, having a father that is an ex-car mechanic that had the job for 25 years, he passed a lot of his knowledge over to me. And as a car enthusiast myself, I love cars and I know quite a lot about the engines. This is a automatic version, so a 6-speed gear automatic box. And here's a fun fact about the Mazda cx-3. You have a 120 horsepower version, which don't do, slow. And in Japan, fun fact, they come in a 1.5-liter diesel, which everyone knows diesels have torque. Not necessarily horsepower, but they got torque. And you've got the 150 horsepower, and that's exactly what this model came with. It came with 150 horsepower, about 175 feet of torque. And I was like, can we tune it? Well, yes. It's just the ECU thing that you have to adjust in the car. There's no cold air intakes, no turbo, nothing, because it doesn't have a turbo. And when I did the ECU by a company which is called EQ Power Tuning in Eindhoven, I got a 33 extra horsepower, and I went from 175 feet of torque to 212 feet of torque, which may not seem like a lot on paper, but trust me, I've done drag races with this car against GTIs and BMW M's. I keep up, and I sometimes even win against them. Why? Because the gearbox is so responsive and 4x4, and that's something I definitely wanted and needed, especially considering living in the Netherlands, where the weather is quite bipolar, if you ask me. And the one moment it can rain, and then the next moment it can snow. But this car just has it. It weighs 1,250 kgs, not kilometers, sorry about that. 1,250 kg with nobody in it, which is quite heavy, but again, it drives and it has the power. Now, there are some things I've adjusted personally to the car. Carbon fiber caps, the windshields actually the previous owner had put on. One thing you notice is we have real nice rims and wheels, all season by the way, and then we've also got a new indicator here on the bottom. So a little bit more about this car. I've had it for about 3 years and I've traveled the entire world with this car. I have seriously till this day not had an issue with it at all, except, and that's the one thing if you read upon it on Mazda, and the cx-3 is quite notoriously known for it, the high oil usage. Yes, I will have to be honest, it does like to drink a bit of oil, but that's about it. For the rest, such a good car. And obviously with every car brand and every car that you do get, you have to maintain the car. It doesn't matter if it's one of the best cars in the world, you have to still maintain the car, because well, if you don't maintain the car, you get the point. Engine wise, we'll get into the engine bay just now. Again, like I said, it's a 2-liter one. Now in America, believe it or not, they come in a standard 175 horsepower, which is brilliant. Now unfortunately, there is a different type of market in Europe. We have all these rules and regulations with CO2 and all those other bullshit, which is one thing I absolutely love about the Americans, is they don't care about the emissions. You can straight pipe your car, you can do all those things that you want, no problem. Here, well, it's kind of different. The heavier the car, the more road tax. The bigger the engine, the more road tax. So this 2-liter was absolutely perfect for me and still is till this day perfect. Now besides it being good, let's talk about the driving of the car. The car itself, I have no issue with it. It's super comfortable. Long distances, amazing. It has, again, everything that a new model car doesn't have nowadays. It's got heated seats. It's got what I personally love a lot, which I don't like about newer cars nowadays, is the fact that, well, newer cars have a big infotainment screen, a big iPad in the middle, or in some cases with the new BMWs and the new Audis, they got screens for the passenger. It's too complicated. It's too much. When I'm in a car, I want to drive my car. I don't want the car to drive for me. That takes away the experience for me personally. You got physical buttons in this car. That's one of the reasons why I also like this car. I don't like these new hidden things in infotainment systems. I absolutely hate it. Interesting fact is, when the new GTI came out, I think it was the 2023-2024 model, people complained that the physical buttons on the steering wheel were gone, which fully understandable. Why would you not want physical buttons? I never understood that. And what companies also often do with cars is they remove the physical buttons because it saves them money. You cheap bastards make billions a year and you don't care about making good quality products. Anyways, besides that, as you can see from the side, it's got a very aggressive look. It looks really aggressive from the front as well, and people often underestimate this car with the torque. So without further ado, I am now going to open up the bonnet and I'm going to show you the engine bay. I'm going to show you everything that it has. Alright, I'm going to open up the hood, or bonnet, whatever some people call, and show you what it looks like from distance. So as you can tell, we've got the EQ Sky Active technology. It's not complicated actually, the inside of this car. It's not sophisticated, no. It's simple, and that's exactly what you want in a car. It has everything you need. Now, if you're wondering, right, and this is an interesting thing, the previous owner had also applied this under the hood, and the previous owner also had an aftermarket put in one of these things. Now, I personally do not know the name of it, but it's amazing. So you got your screen washer, obviously, which I may have to fill that up a little bit, and then you've got your oil, you got your oil measurement, and then you've got the beautiful real logo, a real Mazda logo in the bonnet of the engine, where everything happens. Like I said, you got your screen washer here, you've got your oil temperature, and you can actually take this top off just so I can show you a little bit. It's just a cover, and that's all it is. Interesting, right? You would have thought that this would cover up your engine. You've obviously got the battery. Now, if you're wondering what this blue box is, I'll show you. So, not too long ago, I decided to get a open and closed valve system for this car. Hence why it's an electric valve system, so it goes open and closed with a remote. And I wanted to show you what the back of this car also looks like, because for me, the back of the car was really the selling point, if you ask me. Going from the front and the side to the rear back of this car, it is definitely something to look at. I mean, just look at it for 1 second. Do you now get the concept behind why I thought this car was so beautiful once I fell in love with it the moment I saw it? Well, here's some specs. This is a spoiler, which I did a bit of research on what these extra options costed the previous owner. And this little mini spoiler factory from Mazda is $600 alone. I know, right? This isn't always standard on the Mazda. And these are small little interesting details that I thought I'd mention. Now, let's talk about space. You obviously wonder, well, this is a brilliant car, but is it a family car? No, it's not. Very simply straightforward. This is simply just not a family car. Yes, it is very practical for when you're with a couple of friends. Max 4 people fit in here, but you can't fit 5 people unless you got one big ass person, which we all know nobody wants to sit next to the fat person, right? Let's be honest here. No, but seriously, all jokes aside, the rear is beautiful to look at. Now, what makes this car nice as well is the fact that it's got 2 genuine carbon exhaust tips from Ramus itself, and the fact that it's got a towing hook. And this towing hook, man, absolutely brilliant. I probably wouldn't have bought this car if it hadn't got the tow hook, because my father and I occasionally use my car to tow the trailer, horse trailer and other things. The one thing that I do still want to plan on doing, and even, I haven't done this 3 years later because, well, I thought maybe AliExpress would have a seller that could do something for the rear back logo. No, that's not there, unfortunately, so probably just spray this black on my father. So opening the boot. Well, look, you got to understand, this isn't a family car like I mentioned. It's not an SUV. If you want more space, then you should go for the Mazda CX-5 or the more new released Mazda, the cx-60. I absolutely love that one because it comes in a 3-liter V6 in America, and it is luxurious and it is fast. But there is enough space in there, honestly. For me, it's perfect. You can put your suitcases in there and you can put your groceries, and believe it or not, you can actually sit very comfortable in your trunk. I love that. Now, obviously, a Ferrari has a trunk in the front, but it's a Mazda, so you don't have a trunk in the front. But for the rest, it's quite a spacious car. Now, it is also tinted in the back, as you can tell. This was tinted by the previous owner as well. Like I said, the previous owner went full option on this thing. He did not hold back. No, not a single thing. I just love this car, man. Every time I drive in this car, every time I get into this car, I think, wow, I am really fortunate enough to have this as a first car. A lot of people get their first car, get a fast car. Don't be fooled by media. A lot of people around 2021 finance their cars, which I've always said is a stupid thing to do, not responsible financially, and it makes no sense. It doesn't. Because, well, there's a higher possibility of you getting into debt over a car that's not even yours. I own my car. The interior. Well, the interior is very nice. Some would say it's outdated, but for me, it's enough. It's perfect. I like a minimalistic car interior-wise. I don't need all these lights, ambience, and all this other crap. I just need a car with a steering wheel, Bluetooth, and that's all. So, let's go to the interior, shall we? As I mentioned, going from the exterior to the interior of the Mazda CX-3, you come into peace of mind. You have that feeling whenever you jump into a brand new model car that it's just too much. And this car is perfectly for me. Now, it doesn't have virtual cockpit, but that's completely fine because those often come with problems. Like the new Volkswagen GTIs are all virtual cockpit. Terrible. Don't like it. I like the way it is. Now, steering wheel is wear and tear throughout the few years I've had it, and I recently decided to buy some warm things for my steering wheel because, well, in the winter it does get very harsh in the Netherlands. Now this car has literally everything. You got airco, you got the start button with no physical key. I mean, the key is just literally there for entrance. Now the other thing it also has is, well, obviously comes with a key, and as I mentioned, that blue box, what that was is, you might hear it, something open and something closed. That's the electronic valve box, which I will show you just now what it sounds like. I did a resonator delete with this car as well about a year ago, and I was like, there just isn't simply enough noise. I want more sound, and recently got more sound, and I'm very glad. You can see all these carbon things that I added personally myself. Indicator, which sounds fantastic, and the nice thing is with the navigation is you can actually adjust the most random things in this car. The distance of the recognition of the safety for when you're in cruise control. It brakes automatically when it comes too close to your car. The info about how much fuel you use, how much fuel you have left, skipping to what song you want. The navigation is a bit outdated on this model, but no worries, you can get a 2025, 2026 cx-3 navigation upgrade. It costs like 40 bucks, which I would suggest you to do, because like I said, I've traveled through a lot of countries in the world, and in a lot of countries like Italy and Croatia, the navigation is outdated because, well, throughout the years, and especially throughout the decade that this car has been in, roads get closed, get upgraded, etc. Antwerp, for instance, in Belgium is one of those roads where I don't use this navigation. I don't luckily have to never use it anymore there because I know Antwerp. But that's one of those cities that, yeah, the navigation is outdated because they are always working on the roads, and they still aren't done years later. It's got a start stop, it's got an automatic gearbox, and like I said, it's got physical buttons, and people take it for granted, but man, having physical button is just phenomenal. Now obviously you're also wondering, well, how does it do with fuel? 1 on 15 average. 1 on 15. Now if you've got the 1.5 liter diesel version, the Japanese, which they only sell in Japan, then you have 1 on 25. However, as we are in a European market, they don't make them for the European market unless you, well, obviously imported. But yeah, importing a car from foreign countries often is just really expensive because there's like a tax you have to pay by law, which, yeah, great. Welcome to the fucking Netherlands, I suppose. But besides that, the car, it fits perfect, and you can adjust the steering wheel. Now, it does not have automatic seats, which for some people may be a selling point, but for me, I don't give a shit, because at least I know with manual seats, regardless of what I do, it cannot simply brake. It is impossible. With electric seats, well, I don't think you have to be a genius to understand what can happen. And space-wise, it's really spacious in the front. But what's the space like in the back? Let's go have a look, shall we? Now, going from the front to the back, it's actually more comfortable. For some reason, the back seats are 10 times more comfy than the front seat. Why? I honestly couldn't tell you, but that's just my personal opinion. They are so comfortable in the back. Well, the back seat space, well, as you can see, it's actually pretty decent. Now again, if you're a big boy, yeah, you might have a little issue. But honestly, this is best suitable for 4 people. Now, obviously, I've had 5 people in this car, including myself as a driver, and then 4 other people. Because, yeah, there is space in the middle, but it's very limited. What is the safety of this car? Very good. It scores very, very good. There is a reason why I bought a Japanese car. They are known to be reliable and really good quality builds as well. And the engines. You see, the issue I have with a lot of new cars nowadays, and we'll take the Volkswagen for instance. They'll make an SUV and then put a 1.5 liter in it, which, yeah, fuel efficiency is great, but man, for durability, it's bad for the engine, because you have, well, let's say a 1.5 liter Volkswagen and it's got 150 horsepower. Why is there a 1.5 liter engine in it? Man, we need a 2 liter in that at least. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. I've driven a lot of cars, and yeah, fuel efficiency is great, but man, then they just have the wrong engine size and bay in it. But this car is perfect. Now, I would have loved it even more, and this is not, well, yeah, slightly complaining, I suppose, if this came in a 2 liter turbo. because then you could tune it even crazier. Now, yeah, obviously you could engine swap this, but what's the point in that? And just another thing, no, I will not be selling this car. This car is worth nothing for what I bought for it. But man, has it been worth every single cent. I've driven it throughout every country you can imagine in Europe. I've done everything with this car, gone through everything with this car, and still to this day, I wouldn't just trade it in for a different car. Would trade it in for the new 2025 cx-3. It's the same interior and exterior, it's just newer and more modern. But honestly, you cannot go wrong with this car. Again, like I said, super comfortable, and it just has what you need in a car, not too much nonsense. And the back, well, like I said, is tinted. So there's a small possibility that you see me, but I doubt it. And then man, you open it up. And by the way, you can have a 100% tint, if not mistaken, in the Netherlands. It's just the front windows aren't allowed to be tinted more than 55. And don't see the point in tinting those, because I don't want to be pulled over by cops. And that's another thing, because of the fact that I chose this car over a GTI or a Golf R, is I don't want to get pulled over every single time I drive in this car, because, well, unfortunately, when you drive a car like that, well, they're going to question, where'd you get the car from? Or why do you drive a car like that? And this is a wolves in sheep clothing, honestly. But you probably had another chit chat. You just want to know what the car sounds like, right? All right, let's do a little rev, shall we? This is the valves closed. This is what it sounds like. Let's give it a little rev, shall we? I think we can do better than that. Let's open the valves now. This is the end of the video. I really hope you thoroughly enjoy watching this video. Let me know down in the comments below if you made it through the entire video until the end. I really enjoyed making this video, showing you my car, reviewing the Mazda cx-3 GT 2017 model. If you want me to make more of these videos in the nearby future, then definitely do let me know, because I do know a few people who might lend their car to me for an hour or two, but we'll have to see. Those people are my parents. What? Yes, my father has two cars, one of them which is not driving anymore, which is a shame, the Jeep, and then he has the Audi Q5, which has a really interesting story to it, which I would love to make a video about, but we'll see. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Let's hear this one more time. Woo! Yeah, that sounds good. Ciao, ciao.